Hey everyone, Christopher Ruocchio here of Sun Eater with a special update for you because today I have a new short story out and it is not a Sun Eater story. It is the latest, the third in my ADAMAN epic fantasy sort of classic sword and sorcery universe of stories. And it is available exclusively from my Patreon. And now I know what a few of you are thinking. I can already hear you typing, Christopher, Patreon, ew! And great news, you do not have to become a patron to read the story. Patreon actually added a function by which you can purchase the contents of individual posts. And so this story, is available for you to read. You can download the file, you can load it onto whatever device you like. There is not DRM on it. And you can read it. It is yours to keep. And you do not have to become a patron in order to do so. Now, the reason this is on Patreon, the reason I decided to do it this way, is because I decided at the top of the year that I was going to be doing more stuff for the folks over on Patreon after the support they have shown me over the years. Got me through some pretty rough patches, and one of the ways I wanted to do that was by writing original stories for them, and the post-purchasing features allowed me to also broaden the reach on that story for folks. Now, these stories will end up in a book at some point. I'll collect these stories eventually, but the ADAMAN thing is sort of a B project, and I am sort of walking it along in between other things. Other things at the moment, of course, being Shadows Upon Time, which I am still working on the revisions of, but I snuck this story in between completing the first draft and starting the editorial work, so I managed to get in. There will be 2 more ADAMAN stories on the Patreon before the end of the year, but this one is called The Pilgrim Road, and it is actually set before the other 2 stories, although you can really read these 3 stories that I've written in any order you like. The first story, ADAMAN's first appearance, was in a story called The Barrow King, which was released in Galaxy Magazine in issue 263, which until very recently you could read for free on their website. Unfortunately, they changed that and it is now only available for purchase. I will have a link for that story in the description down below, so if you want to read The Barrow King, you can do so right away. Now, the third story is called The Shrine of Lost Stars, and that story is available on my Patreon as a preview from last year. I think it was maybe October or so last year I uploaded that for my patrons. And that one is not available for purchase because it's sort of an early look, kind of behind the scenes thing. It will be in a book called Swords and Larceny, which is coming out later this year. And so it was the second story. It'll actually be probably by the time it's out, the 4th ADAMAN story that's sort of generally available. That one will be out in a book called Swords and Larceny, like I said, edited by my friend David Afsharirad and by Mark Finn. And that anthology is one I'm looking forward to. It's a whole bunch of fantasy heist stories. I know my friend Stephen Arian is in it. It's going to be a great collection, and I hope you all will check it out. I'm very glad to be a part of it. But you can read The Shrine of Lost Stars on my Patreon if you do become a patron. But this new story, The Pilgrim Road, is going to be available, like I said, even if you're not one. Just follow the link in the description down below. So before I go much further, I suppose I should back up and explain what ADAMAN is, who ADAMAN is, I should say, and who he is a fantasy hero in the sword and sorcery tradition. That's the tradition of Conan, of Cull, right, of Robert E. Howard, sort of generally. I've always enjoyed Howard's work, and I wanted to write a character and build a universe sort of in that vein and in that tradition, but with my own spin on it. Of course, I don't want to say too much about it because it's early days yet. There is not a book. I do not know when there is going to be a book in this universe. For now, poor ADAMAN is confined to short stories, or novelettes, I really should say, because this story is just about 13,000 words long. That's a good 3-4 chapters of a Sun Eater novel, so it's a sizable read. It's not short. And so he is a character who goes around and sort of accidentally happens on adventures. The Barrow King, he is a rescue story. He's saving some children from some sorcerers. The Shrine of Lost Stars is a heist. And in this one, he finds himself beset on the road by some bandits. And it is a story of how he handles that situation. There is a giant wolf. There is a duel. For those of you who've been reading the earlier ADAMAN stories already, there's a little bit of a closer look at the Kharan Empire, which is very fun for me. I swore after the Sun Eater that I was not going to make another language for a while, and God help me, I made another language, so you have that to look forward to. And it's actually been great. I feel a lot more in control of my linguistic powers starting out with this language than I did starting out with Sailson, so that's very exciting. And I really hope you will enjoy the story. And one last surprise is that this story is illustrated, actually. It has sort of a cover. It is a black and white illustration by my friend, the artist Kevin Keel. I met Kevin at Dragonsteel in December, and we have been talking ever since. Kevin is a brilliant artist and a lovely guy. And we are also working on illustrations for the previous 2 stories now as well. I actually got the sketch for Shrine of Lost Stars this morning, and I can't wait to show that off to everybody when we get it. But this will be not only our 3rd look at the universe in terms of story and character and all that, but our first look visually at the world of ADAMAN, which is very exciting for me, and I hope for you. So if you are interested, you can go and check that out at the Patreon. A link is in the description down below. And I will be back here on the channel for the monthly live stream very, very soon. A couple of parting shots really quick. The first of which is that the garage sale is still going on. We got rid of pretty much all the hardcovers. I think I have a couple foreign editions left. We have a lot of foreign editions of the books left, and I have several copies of Kings of Death and Ashes of Man in particular in the trade paperback. So if you are looking to get some books, please get them out of my garage. That would be super helpful of you. I would love to get it all cleaned out. And so if you're looking for books, you can, for the time being at least, purchase them directly from me and send me to the post office, get me out of the house. The other thing I wanted to mention and forgot to mention is that I will be participating in Talking Stories read-along of Book of the New Sun. I will be on his channel, I think early May, to talk about the first book, just the first book, The Shadow of the Torturer. They were going to try to do Shadow and Claw, and I try to convince them they should split that up. I don't know who all is going to be on that. I think it's going to be a pretty large roundtable, but I think of the group I may be the only one who's read the books before, so this is going to be very amusing for me. For those of you who don't know, Gene Wolfe's Book of the New Sun is my favorite science fiction series of all time. It's not even close. And it dethroned Dune, which had ruled for most of my life. So I'm really looking forward to talking about that series at some length. Again, I've done a few videos here at different booktubers in the past, but John and his son Jacob are both just wonderful guys, and I've really enjoyed my interviews with them. And to talk about my favorite series besides Lord of the Rings with them will be a joy. And so, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, farewell.